Hey dumplings, it's Dave Desai. Welcome back to my channel. There's a few things that I want to talk about today. This video may be a bit of like an emotional roller coaster, as you are going to get angry and then you are going to get sad. There was an article kind of written about Jungkook and the other members of BTS, but I kind of just wanted to focus on Jungkook particularly. Apparently a plastic surgeon talked about Jungkook's surgery. I want to give my thoughts on that. Jungkook and the rest of BTS also shared kind of an emotional thing, a little confession on how they've been feeling, and I'm going to save that for the end there. So let's jump into the tag. If you are new here and you're interested in this type of stuff, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified anytime a new video drops. And if you're a hater, like to be the first to leave your hate comment, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell also so you can be the first to do so. Now let's get into it. So if you did not know, every K-pop idol has basically been accused of plastic surgery at least once in their life. It's really crazy. I don't know why they do it. It's literally to the point where if a Korean person looks good, it's, oh, they got surgery. And if they even look slightly different from what they looked like 10 years ago, they got surgery. I mean, who looks the same from before puberty to after puberty? Like if you're a kid right now, you're gonna look different in 10 years. This is fact. There's no argument to this. Everyone changes, and for some people definitely more severely. Maybe you have a medical condition, which can either change the structure of your face, and so does braces as well. If you gain weight or lose weight on your face, your eyes and your nose can appear bigger or smaller. Your lips could also appear bigger or smaller. You could then work out and then have more structure on the face. Like there are so many natural ways someone can appear different. BTS has been someone who has gotten a lot of people thinking they got surgery for whatever reason, just because they're from Korea. I read this one article that made me a little bit angry, and it was by Digital Music News. And I don't know how this was approved to be posted. Why would you make a piece kind of like insulting BTS? Or like encouraging this type of stereotyping? But the photos that they used don't appear to be different in any way. Basically, the article is titled, "Is BTS addicted to plastic surgery? We asked a plastic surgeon in Beverly Hills." Which I think there's a bit of like a confirmation bias there. I believe that's what it's called. They're Korean, so you already think that they have surgery. And the fact that 99% of these people who are in Beverly Hills and probably the doctors probably are friends with people who've gotten some work done, or they're constantly around people who have gotten some work done. So they just think that most people or most celebrities get work done, and it's like a normal thing, which really isn't a good eye to kind of look at things with. He goes into Jungkook saying that there has been some work on Jungkook's nose, and they use this picture here for the comparison. If these are the photos that are being shown, there's a problem, right? Maybe the surgeon doesn't know who BTS is, so they're judging BTS by the photos that the interviewer is giving them, which lighting and things like that could play a part into how they look different. It's not an accurate representation. They need to really see like a video. But also, here's Jungkook's baby picture. His little cute baby face literally looks the same. And any other differences that you can see, chalk it up to makeup. Let's also take the fact that BTS didn't come from a rich label, or really a label with much money. If it was a bigger label, I could totally understand the possibility of plastic surgery. But a lot of them didn't even have money to like eat, or Big Hit didn't even really have enough money to have like their own practice room. Where would they get money for surgery on the boys? It's not likely. They even went on to talk about some of the other members, and I want to get into that a little bit as well. I will say that this surgeon apparently did say that some of the members did not get surgery. Those members that this surgeon made a judgment for was going to be Jimin, Jin, and V. But then goes on to say J-Hope most certainly got several procedures done. You gotta be kidding me. Who's paying for that surgery? J-Hope got a sugar daddy we don't know about. Maybe a sugar mama. And look at this. This is the photo that they used. All his features in these photos look exactly the same. Like there's no lighting tricks here. There's nothing to judge here. They literally measurably look the same in both photos. His eyes are literally the same. His nose shape is the same. And lips are the same as well. The argument is that the unnamed surgeon said that this isn't like typical Asian features. Also saying, very rarely will you see an Asian person appearing like this without considerable surgery. Dude, I know some Asians from birth that look like this. They have a surgeon kind of in the stomach. This is like stereotyping Asians so much. Especially if you don't know if J-Hope could be mixed or not. They don't know a lot of that, right? Like the surgeon obviously doesn't seem like they watch BTS or anything like that. It's a bit racist in my opinion to make these claims. I don't think you're supposed to be able to make kind of judgments willy-nilly. It's like if you said that a black person who was light-skinned got surgery on their skin because typically black people are not light-skinned. It's like you hear how dumb that sounds, right? Like it's not true. I'm annoyed. I just wanted to see what other people were saying. And I believe this article may have went viral because there were definitely some angry armies here. One person wrote a lot. I'm just gonna read what they said a little bit. I was really triggered when I read the part about Hoseok and Namjoon. He said that for sure Hoseok did plastic surgery because no Asian can look that good naturally. So does that mean that his sister got the exact same surgery? In case you didn't know, Hoseok was born with a beautiful face, and so was his sister. And Namjoon, how can he say that Namjoon is nothing without BTS. I honestly cannot deal with these kinds of people. So what if Namjoon didn't make it as a solo artist at first? It's not like everyone succeeds straight away. I can't say anything about Suga, but it might be just because he lost some weight so his eyes look bigger. I think the only one the surgeon likes is V. And I can't blame him, but saying those stuff about the other members really makes me snap. The surgeon didn't call our beautiful J-Hope beautiful, by the way. But I definitely totally agree. There's tons of Asians who have this type of face. Just because you haven't operated on them doesn't mean it doesn't exist, naturally. But also, if you're saying like J-Hope got considerable surgery, shouldn't he then look considerably different? If you saw his old photos, you'd be like, oh, that's J-Hope. So how does that make sense? Some people were asking for the surgeon's name. I can totally understand why. You want to look him up, send a little hate their way. But nah, let's not let the surgeon get some hate. Let's give them some privacy, okay? But I think maybe at this point they know. You're definitely not allowed to stereotype people, and it's very much not okay. It seems like very little of the judgment was actually based on the surgeon's skill, but a lot of it was just assuming that Asian boy groups would do X, Y, and Z. BTS has been dealing with all sorts of BS just throughout their whole career. They've had some really bad and terrible things that are said about them, and I really just hope that they just ignore the noise and focus on the people that love them. Focus on the kind things that their husband says, me. I'll never say anything bad about BTS, and I hope that they are happy and great. BTS obviously had to deal a lot with it's crazy what's going on in the world right now. I'm smiling, but I ain't happy. They recently put out a speech for UNICEF. Apparently it was like 2 years ago when RM did his first speech. Has it been that long? Oh my god. BTS all came with this emotional message and heartwarming speech about how they've been affected by all of this. Saying things like, we'll get through this together. It's interesting because it's probably been one of the weirdest experiences of my entire life. And it's something that's affecting everybody. Like no one can say that this thing that's going on right now hasn't affected their daily life even a little bit. RM spoke his speech in English, and the rest they did their speech in Korean. It was a beautiful speech. Jungkook mentioned an old time when they were kind of working together making a song, and they decided to kind of look out the window, which you tend to do when you're writing a song apparently, and they couldn't see the stars anymore, just their own reflection. And personally, I do think this is a metaphor for that they have passed the stars already. They no longer see them anymore. And when you're that high up, it's lonely. There's nothing around you, just each other. They no longer have like a north star to follow. They don't really know what direction they're going in anymore. And definitely, since we're living in these very uncertain times, everything seems a lot much harder for them. Jungkook has definitely talked about kind of his success and how he feels about that. Like it's hard for him to do kind of normal things. Not knowing what's going to happen in a few years, worried that it might all go away. So I definitely do think that this is what he means by saying that line. There is a possibility I may be overinterpreting the sentence, but I don't think so. I think that's how he feels. I found this all to be something very emotional, and I do think that that is sincerely what he is trying to say. They're also all songwriters, so I know a lot of the stuff that they are saying shouldn't be taken as just face value what they are saying. You should definitely think as to what they actually mean by that, and it's all very well articulated too. So in my opinion, I think it was written out before they sat on camera and spoke about it. I don't think they just sat there and spoke out of the top of their head. If they did, wow, they're geniuses. The rest of the members' speeches were very emotional too, but I definitely just wanted to get into Jungkook's because I thought that particular line was very interesting to me and it really spoke to me. I definitely wanted to go over on other tweets to see what people were saying, you know, how they feel about the speech and kind of the general reaction. One person wrote, "Thank you BTS, such a comforting and heartwarming speech at the wake of COVID-19 at UNICEF, UNGA. I full-heartedly agree. It is really, really beautiful. I really thank them for putting something like this out. I don't really see other singers or artists putting out speeches like this. It is also something that's going to make us ARMYs feel like we're in a better mental space. And let's be honest here, we're all affected by this, but they're good, they have money, and they have resources to make this uncomfortable situation just a little bit better for themselves. And you know what? They deserve it. They've worked so hard for it. But they're very much aware that not everyone has those resources available for them, and a lot of people are not in their position. So this speech definitely means the world to those people and myself. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave it down in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'm featuring this comment right here. Thank you so much for your comments. Mwah. And as always, I do have a Patreon if you want to go over there and check out some exclusive content that I can't really post here. Exclusive content is going to be things that it's copyrighted and things like that that I can't really post here. And it's going to just be my commentary and reaction to music videos, performance reactions, ship reactions, all that stuff. I also react to kind of reality TV shows that they do and things like that. So make sure you check it out. And then you contribute over there. It gives back to the channel and helps me make better videos on here. So I hope you go and check it out. Link in the top of the description down below. With that said, there's 2 videos that will appear on the screen at the end of the video. So click on one of those. I'll see you over there. Bye.